All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on cryptocurrency every day. My name's Austin, and it happened. Fidelity Digital Assets is now officially live. I think it was probably around 6-ish months ago last year that Fidelity announced for the first time ever they would be getting into cryptocurrency and providing Bitcoin custody, among other things, to their investors through Fidelity Digital Assets. And after that announcement last year, we really didn't hear any more updates. But as of 2 days ago, right on time, right on schedule, they tweeted, "We are live with a select group of eligible clients and will continue rolling out slowly." I think that this is much bigger than a lot of people are giving this credit for, just because in my mind, this holds way more weight than a JP Morgan coin or a Facebook coin or anything like that, because it's not JP Morgan trying to build in and get in on the hype through their own centralized cryptocurrency. This is Fidelity giving the green light to their clientele, saying that Bitcoin's okay. There is a future for Bitcoin. There is a future for select altcoins that we onboard. And let me know what you think. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't see the future, but I think this is one of the things I think we're going to look back in 2019 and say this was significant. Next update. Fidelity makes a further announcement. They talk about further adding Ethereum onto their platform, saying Bitcoin first, Ethereum later. At long last, Fidelity's cryptocurrency subsidiary, the fittingly named Fidelity Digital Asset Services, FDAS, is nearly at full launch. Nearly because they just have they just have Bitcoin custody, not Ethereum yet, and it's just for select clients that are eligible. I guess maybe that are in good standing, that showed interest probably in cryptocurrency. But anyway, FDAS Chief Tom Jessup, formerly of Goldman Sachs, he's worked many places in Wall Street institutions, he says he touched on the subject matter in an interview with CoinDesk. He told the outlet that while the branch's advent is nearing, or arrival is nearing, they have yet to integrate Ethereum, which is surprising because they've talked openly, or we've heard that they were relatively supportive. I guess it was just talk with Ethereum, but he just says Ethereum, not yet. Jessup remarked that his organization has created an evaluation process for cryptocurrencies. So this article says likely, much like Coinbase vets and evaluates what they would add on their platform, Jessup says that Fidelity has the same. What criteria does it take to get your cryptocurrency on Fidelity Digital Asset Platform? Well, currently FDAS has only given Bitcoin its stamp of approval, even though Jessup has stated that Ether and other popular cryptocurrencies may see support eventually. He elaborated, "We are currently supporting Bitcoin. We have designs to support other coins over the balance of the year," so 2019, "to various criteria, including our own in-house selection framework, where we obviously look at client demand and other things." And that's just one of the criteria. So if the clients don't want it, they're not going to add it. But that's 1 out of 3. The other things, which are universally applied to other assets like Ethereum, include the decentralization status of a coin. So they're not putting on any coin that's centralized. So decentralized meaning presumably the number of nodes and miners, consensus mechanism, hash rate distribution, all those things have to be deemed by them decentralized. Also the level of demand from the Boston-based firm's clientele. Do the clients want it? And particularly, the peculiarity of the blockchain, meaning how easy is it to add the different blockchains onto their platform? How easy is it to integrate the asset onto their platform? Very interesting. These are criteria that's definitely not new. I think Coinbase says similar things. It just opens up a lot of speculation on which altcoins will be the next on Fidelity's platform. If you have a guess, if you have some insight, let me know what you think. But while Jessup did hint that his crypto firm's clients have expressed interest in Ethereum-related services, so some clientele are open to it. He noted that with the upcoming hard fork / blockchain upgrades, like this October's Istanbul, or the following year's step towards Serenity, Fidelity may need to just see how things work out. This was surprising to me because up here he says that they will be adding other coins over the course of the year, but Ethereum's hard forks and upgrades coming up in October of this year and Serenity next year makes them not want to add the second most valuable cryptocurrency. Very interesting because, I mean, when altcoins go through this hard fork, Coinbase, Binance, Ledger, they all, make the switch for us, for the clients. I don't see with a bankroll like Fidelity's why it wouldn't be that easy for Fidelity, but maybe it's just a mental thing. Either way, I think this will be huge confirmation bias, just for Bakkt and other institutions, meaning that they're just people that are deciding, will Bakkt get launched? Will this institution accept cryptocurrency? And it's a whole lot easier to start saying yes when you see other people that you respect saying yes as well. Which brings me to the question of this video. Fidelity versus Bakkt. Does anybody feel that Bakkt could have their feet held to the fire now that Fidelity made it out first? Well, a lot of people asked that question in Reddit. I want to address it right here because technically they are two separate things. Let's read this. Does anybody feel as though Fidelity launching their digital asset custody is going to, in a sense, light a fire underneath the founders of Bakkt? I imagine they weren't expecting Fidelity to beat them to the punch, especially with how quiet Fidelity has been with this project. As we see with Bitcoin, first mover advantage is a real thing, and if Fidelity has a 6 to 12 month run managing this new asset class before Bakkt even comes into fruition, well, I bet that they're going to be fighting to prove that all the delays that Bakkt had and all the missed deadlines that Bakkt had were all in the name of providing a better service. I guess we'll see, and we'll see how Bakkt responds to this competition. What do you think? I'm just gonna be honest. I think there's a miscalibration here because they're both big deals for cryptocurrency, but they are doing two different things. In fact, it was addressed right down here. Somebody agrees and says, yeah, that was a nice move from Fidelity. On the other hand, Bakkt isn't a direct competitor, as they seem to pursue a different business model. They are slightly different. This person says Fidelity is clearly positioning themselves towards institutional customers and is focused on custody and order execution. Bakkt, on the other hand, how is Bakkt different than Fidelity? Bakkt, on the other hand, seems to be working towards the consumer space with partnerships like Starbucks and recent acquisitions they made to streamline their consumer payment capabilities. So Fidelity more institutions, Bakkt more consumer-based. Not totally. And the last thing before I give you my opinion, and this is true, Bakkt has been waiting for CFTC approval for their futures contracts backed by actual Bitcoin, unlike CBOE, CBE. Fidelity is just a custody service. So they are not direct competitors, and they have a totally different business model. I think this is 100% true. And I would say that Bakkt is also going in for institutional investors through their physically backed Bitcoin ETF, but they're not competitors. So I don't think that Bakkt will directly be triggered to, provide value and hurry up their launch of the Bakkt platform. But what I do think is, just like I said, as more dominoes start to fall, it's going to be a whole lot easier for other institutions in the space just to say yes. They have that confirmation bias. It's clearly that the culture is changing, and I think that this should excite the people at Bakkt that maybe they'll get CTF approval sooner rather than later. Let me know what you think. I want to end today's video by giving you a big Ripple update. There's a potential partnership, which is actually a name that you and I have heard of, which could be significant for Ripple. But before we do that, and again, feel free to subscribe to this video or this channel if you're getting value. But before we do that, Brave opts in to private ad platform. They enter the second phase with BAT rewards for users and reporting for brands. So now, if you want to get paid, if you want, you can have no ads on Bakkt. But phase 2 has officially began. This was just announced yesterday. You can opt in and watch ads, and you get paid for that. Today, the Brave ad developers channel preview advances from phase 1 to phase 2. Phase 1 is exactly what we've seen. The browser was already out. You could tip other publishers and pay them if you like their content. But now it's phase 2. Phase 2 provides token rewards for users for their attention and introduces Brave's anonymous but accountable campaign reporting for brands. Public documentation about the ad confirmation protocol can be found here. I'm going to leave this in the link description. If you want more details on this, it can be found here. And all the code necessary to support both ads and confirmation in the browser is open source and can be found here. These are clickable links. If you have a website and you want to integrate this into your website, click here. I'll leave it in the description below. But if you want to get paid to watch ads, Bakkt also accomplishing exactly what they said they were going to do. There's a big green flag for Bakkt. It says it's for, I don't know, phase 2, I think also with this, I don't know if it's available for everybody, or it's going to take a while for you to actually see as more channels and more people start integrating this. So I haven't directly tried this out yet. I haven't personally got paid by watching an ad. I would like to if it's out there, but I found this. Other people have. I want to share with you their experience. This person says, in the past hour, I saw an ad for some Swiss STO exchange and Coinvest Vault. You had to click a small button that pops up on the right side of the screen every once in a while to actually view a paid advertisements. Very unobtrusive, sleek experience. So they say you click a button and you can see it. Somebody else asks, whoa, well, is it worth the extra tokens? And somebody else replies, no, it isn't. You get paid 0.05 BAT earned per advert, which is a joke. That's a fraction of a penny. Interesting perspective. I more agree with this person who says the whole point of basic attention token and the reason users get some is to correctly price users' attention. This is a better perspective in my mind because it's not that you're getting paid so minimally to watch ads. First off, you can opt in, so you do not have to do this. You can continue with the no ad experience. But what's the other alternative? If you're on Chrome or whatever, you don't get paid anything and you're forced to watch the ads. So better user experience for whoever wants to check it out. Let me know. Last piece of news, Ripple's XRP-Powered xRapid set for major adoption from 3 crypto giants. Some are more gigantic than others. For example, number 2 is Binance. I'm not really sure. They don't give a lot of details on why Binance would benefit from xRapid, because Binance is already a global exchange. They don't need cross-border payment. It's in the works, verbally at least. That's one of the potential giants. But the one that you've heard of is eToro. The CEO of mainstream crypto and traditional asset platform eToro confirms that the company is taking a hard look at adopting Ripple's xRapid. Yanni Asea just paid a visit to Ripple's headquarters and to learn more about the cross-border payment solution that uses XRP to settle transactions. He also met with the CEO at Paris FinTech to discuss a new partnership with Ripple's xRapid. I think as a fintech company, it's very important for us to foster relationships with other fintech companies. Obviously, we're one of the largest trading platforms on XRP. So very interested in forming a relationship with Ripple Labs and understanding what we can do together. Interesting, they don't really say what that's going to entail because I don't trade on eToro. If you do, the cryptocurrencies that are available for you to buy and sell, XRP is already one of the big contenders on eToro. So it's not that they're integrating them on the platform. That's already happened. It's that they're going to be utilizing cross-border payments somehow. It's very interesting. I mean, the reason this is a big deal in my mind is because you've heard of them so many times, not just for Ripple, but for a lot of cryptocurrencies. Like you haven't heard of these companies. So it could be major to get that kind of partnership going. But the third one is something we heard about last week. Japanese financial giant SBI Holdings is also looking to join xRapid through its subsidiary. So this one is the one that could affect the price, I think, the most with XRP, because Japan's huge with cryptocurrency. It would obviously get a lot more people on the XRP train. But let me know what you think. Team, if you've gotten any value, feel free to give the video a like. I'm going to tune out for now. I'm about to head down to Redondo Beach, spend a little time with the family. Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. And once again, my name's Austin. I'll see you tomorrow.